Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. Phil was over yesterday and we were tying up some loose ends on the car. I figured I'd bring you in, talk about what we did, show you an outtake or two, and let you know what's coming up next with the car. All right, so let's take a look real quick. Of course, we messed with the headliner as soon as he got here. And unfortunately, I hurt it before Phil ever got here with that heat gun. And I watched that one video on there on YouTube with the guy talking about it on, where's that? That heat gun right there. Where the guy was talking about it doing a Volkswagen. He's saying, you got to bring it right to the edge. Well, I went past the edge. So, you know, Phil said it best. He's like, hey man, sometimes learning stuff costs money. So this one cost money. So that very last section right there, you see that crease in the end, that I heard it a little bit there. It got a little too hot and just a little melty. All right, I can live with it. There's a little bulge right here, but that's gonna come out. That's where the hook is right there. You can hear the screw in there. So I feel like that'll mostly come out. All right, we steamed the middle come out pretty good, except that one right there. We could maybe mess with it a little bit more. All right, but it's hurt pretty good back in that one corner right there. See those two creases on the second one in and that one up on the top roof right there. I hurt the vinyl. You know, that's where we learned a very valuable lesson. So I'm gonna try to get some fabric stiffener and see if that works, and then I'll decide if I want to spend another 325 bucks or just roll with this. I'm thinking we're just gonna roll with it. It's a Gasser, but you know, we'll see. Phil's betting I'll buy one because it's just the way I am. And that bulge right there, that's the same thing. That's where the hook goes. We're gonna be able to move that right on down. But you can see it's pretty good. All right, so take a look, show you what we did with a little outtake here in a second. It was just so much nicer with Phil here pulling down on this while I got in there and stapled it. The material doesn't have a chance to relax, so it was definitely way better and easier with two guys. So, all right, we learned a lesson. Take a look at what we did.
On the big curves.
It needs to be re-pulled now that maybe we shrunk it up a little bit. Now it needs to be pulled.
Possible, yeah.
All right, the next thing we worked on was getting this throttle finally situated and straightened out. I love this bracket, but ultimately I had to take it off. It was not doing what I needed it to do. I showed my friend Kevin, he's a mechanic, has his own mechanic shop. I showed him a little video and told him what was going on. He stopped me mid-sentence. He said, you got to get the other bracket that goes lower. It has to pull down a little bit when the throttle's wide open. As the arm pivots and gets to the wide open spot, it starts to go the other way down, and you will need a little bit of down pull on it. And sure enough, we put that bracket on, Phil and I, and as soon as we got it on, whammo, full pedal. The only job I have left on this is the wide open stop on the pedal, and the next time I'm laying under the car, I'll do that. All right, I may fix this so it would work. What I would have to do, let me show you real quick, is from the bottom of this slot to here is 9/16 of an inch. I would have to cut the bracket right in front of that, add 9/16 of an inch. Oh, there we go. Add 9/16 of an inch down and then weld it back together, so it was like it would go down 9/16 inch and come out, and where it is right now. And I'm sure it would work. But that's some heavy modifications we've already done. We took that old Ford and turned it into an aftermarket bracket, slotting it and milling out the whole inside. My buddy Jeff did. And then to cut this and then weld a 9/16 inch piece in to make that little Z it's a lot of work, but it would look cool. So I might do it in my spare time, just laying on the bench and just have it to play with it, because I already bought it. I've already done so much extensive machine shop work to it that there's no return in this piece. So we might mess with it. All right, so that's what's going on there. Now, you guys, as we're doing the videos, you guys are seeing the wires just laying everywhere. It's like we're messing with that like 15-20 minutes here, 15-20 minutes there. It's like I had to get the right plug for the alternator. Phil was organizing the wires, and we're deciding where we're going to put everything. And we still have this section here spooled up here. I just bought all these kits with different hanger brackets. These are mechanicals. Then we have the push-ins, you know, just so we can keep everything real neat for that. But what's going to have to happen, and I'm going to work on it this weekend, is I got to get this rolling tilt nose ready, because we got to get we're going to put the buckets in so that we can get the wiring in. The tilt nose works perfectly. I mean, Phil was amazed last night. I let him pull it out and put it up, and he's like, wow, it's really easy and it's really nice. Where I need to make a couple adjustments is where I affixed it to the sheet metal. I put it out here, and I just should have put it on the seam. All right, I should put it right here at the seam, and then put an extension bar to bring it up a little bit, and it would be better. The reasoning for that is I want to paint this, and over time this will flex, and it'll pop the bodywork and paint where these are at. So that's why I have to make a change. We looked at this, and we feel like these right here where they're at on the fender, they're going to be fine. We ain't going to do nothing here, but I do have to get this off of here and move it up here. I was trying to decide if I wanted to even bother taking them off of the front of the hood or not, because I mean, they're not hurting anything there, and once I extend the bar out into the seam, that's going to take the brunt of it. All right, so it's just it's a really small fabrication job, but I do have to get my son over here to help me get it off, because I'm going to straighten up the body lines and stuff like that. But that's my goal, is to try to get all this little nickel dime stuff done, maybe this long weekend, so that when Phil comes over, we're ready with the buckets in. All right, I'm going to put the turn signals in as well. I don't have the lower extensions for the fenders or the lower valance yet, but and a hood bar. I have the grill is up there, and I got a hold of Jay today. He has all the parts, but he's battling that stinky virus right now, so I gotta have to wait. He's waiting for a negative result, and then he said we can get together. All right. So I'm thinking of him and his family right now. Please do the same. All right, so that's where I'm at with that. And that's my goal, to concentrate on getting that done this weekend. My next thing after that is, you guys should see the video come out with the wiring. I've got little pieces of footage here and there, but we're just going to do a synopsis of it. I mean, there's nothing to it. This thing's a plug and play. You basically lay the wires out where everything goes, and you plug them in. It's a hide the wire game is all it is, and we're going to show you how we hide ours whenever we get to that point. All right, my buddy Kevin, I don't know if you guys met him, the guy I just told you about that helped me with the throttle dilemma there and whatnot, explained it to me. I appreciate it. He's coming over, I don't know, in the next couple weeks. When we got time. I mean, football season's starting. We got our own fantasy league, so I'll be able to coerce them to come over for an hour or two, and we're gonna fix that snafu whenever I nip the brake line. Our brake lines used to be done, but you know, I hit them with the brake line. I hit them with a grinder when I was moving our shock bar last year. All right, so he's gonna help me get that straightened out, and then he's gonna take me up and introduce me to the local muffler shop, because I'm gonna get a couple pipes custom bent. I got a pretty good idea with this exhaust, but I don't want a bunch of hokey weld them together parts. I'm going to see if this guy can bend them up, and Kevin assures me he can. So that's what's coming up. All right, we're going to go live a little later this week. I hope you guys tune in and watch that. All right, so until next time, take care everybody.